Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I've got a coffee I haven't tried in a while. It's a good one. Hang on. Yeah, that's wonderful. From Whole Foods, the 365 brand Bright Lights New England Roast. This is a really nice coffee. And like it a lot. I'm getting low. I've got maybe another pot, another 4 or 5 cups left here. I would say pot. I only make about 4 or 5 cups at a time. But that's about all I have left. So I'm going to get some more of this. This was really, really good. And of course, I got the ground. Make life a little bit easier. And it is a New England roast. So you can see it's not a very dark roast at all. But Bright Lights is kind of fitting for the mug I'm using because this is the Ohio mug from my niece Kelly. And of course, it has that great Ohio logo there. And it has that, I guess you could say a starscape kind of thing going on there. So Bright Lights coffee and bright lights in the night sky. It's kind of gives that illusion there. Absolutely fantastic. So that's what we've got going on this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hey, if you're on your way to work and taking me along for the ride, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate it. Boy, we got some great things to talk about this morning. You know what? Let's give you an update on that blister, that burn I had. There it is right there. It is getting better and really is healing up very, very nicely. After about 5 days, the blister broke on its own. I did not prompt that at all. It just broke on its own. And what I've been doing since is alternating between using a Neosporin on it, a little bit of Neosporin on it, and then just letting it air dry. And it's coming along really, really well. So yeah, thanks for all your good wishes and everything. I really do appreciate that. Got a couple of interesting pieces of correspondence from viewers regarding this. The first one came from viewer Rodney Ripplinger. He said, "Hi, Mark. You burned yourself. Join the crowd. I burned myself reaching into a toaster oven. I have a nice stripe across my top forearm. I have no recommendations for you now at this stage. If you ever burn yourself again, you can apply dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO, to a very clean area. DMSO originally was an industrial chemical. It was found it has medical uses. Hospitals have it on hand for treating truly badly burned patients. It is available in a medical-grade product in health food stores. The chemical goes directly into your bloodstream and has a tendency to help prevent peeling and prevents drying out. I have had some on hand for some 40 years just in case, and I have used it a number of times. You need to put it on right away. You will taste a garlic-like metallic taste in your mouth after applying it on a wound. Anything on the surface of your skin will be carried into your bloodstream. So if you ever buy some, beware of that. Apply to a clean, dry area with a cotton ball. Reapply using the same cotton ball to maintain pliability." Rodney, hey, thanks very much, Rodney, for that. And I recommend all of you Google DMSO also and do your own research on this. I don't have any on hand. I'm just passing that along. I really appreciate Rodney for passing that on. And I will purchase some myself and have it on hand. I have been doing some research on it, and a lot of what he says here really is what I'm finding to be true online. So thank you very much for that, Rodney. I really do. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice or anything like that. I'm just passing along information. Again, Google it for yourself. Do your own research. Also, viewer Beth Jones. Wow, this was really surprising. She wrote, "Good morning, Mark. These oven gloves are being delivered to you this Friday from Amazon. Take care of that blister." How about that? This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. Because yeah, you know what? I'm a single guy and I don't buy hot pot holders. I just, use whatever's there. And the ones I were using are like, centuries old. No wonder I burned myself. So she very kindly sent these along. These are absolutely spectacular. Check that out. These are absolutely outstanding. And, you put these on and they will definitely protect your hands. I mean, look at that. That is, and there's a pair of them here. I will link to these below in case you're looking for something. I mean, they really do have a great feel, a great texture, and it looks like this really will protect your hands and prevent you from getting burned. So my thanks to Beth Jones for that. That was very, very sweet, Beth. Thank you very, very much. She writes, I have a pair similar to these, and I just love them, and you will too. Once you use these, you will not want to be without them. I can tell you right now, I haven't used them yet. I've just tried them on, and you're absolutely correct. I will always have these. These are called Grill Armor Gloves, in case anyone's interested. Grill Armor Gloves, and I will definitely link these below. So thank you very much, Beth, and thank you very much, Rodney, for all the information. Really, really do appreciate it. Wow. That's kind of the update there, so thanks for indulging me on that. And I really do appreciate everyone's best wishes and everything. I think it looked a little worse than what it actually was, but again, it's healing up nicely. So, and you might see it in some reviews that I do. You probably saw it on the last review I did on Blue Sawwin. You know what? Blue Sawwin, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Douglas sent that along to me. Sawwin. For the win. Yeah, so you probably saw that. My hand healing up in this state right here when I did this review. It ran this past Friday, but it's healing up. It's healing up and it's coming along. So thanks again, everyone. And like I say, we got a lot of great content this morning. Just some great topics. Wow, I am just really, really excited to get to it. So without further ado, let's kick things off like we do every week with a morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Robert Becker, also known as Mr. Becker. That's his screen name. And he writes, hello, Mark. I have a tip maybe you've heard or someone else has mentioned, but it's with disposable razors. To stretch your money or to get better shaves out of your disposable, you can sharpen your razor with denim jeans. When I would use this method, I'd take one leg of the jeans, spread flat on a hard surface, and scrub the razor head forward away from me to sharpen the blade, not backward, because it would be cutting and dulling. When I was using disposable razors, I would do this after every shave, and the razor cut well for about a month and a half. Love your videos from Mr. Becker, Robert Becker. Hey, thanks very much for that. That's a fantastic tip. And by disposable razors, I'm sure you're talking about cartridge razors like this, and also single-edge disposable razors, that sort of thing. And I'm sure that would probably work with a cartridge razor or a single-edge disposable razor. And yeah, if this were the jeans right here, you would move it along this way, pick it up, and then move it along this way and pick it up and do that thing. And I think I have heard this before in the past for cartridge razors and disposable razors and that sort of thing. So it'd be interesting to try that. A great tip for those of us who use cartridge razors regularly, or some of us who use them on occasion and just maybe want to get a couple extra shaves out of them, like this Dorco 7 blade. Again, just like this, just put it on the jean and move it forward like that. Yeah, really very interesting tip. Thought I'd pass it along to those of you who do use cartridge razors, again, or those of us who use them on occasion. So thanks very much for the tip, Robert. Really do appreciate it. And to say thanks, for you and only you, an original George sketch. So all you have to do is email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original George sketch from me, all you got to do is email me a shaving tip. Email me at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use the tip in the on the Monday morning mailbag in the shaving tip section, shaving tip segment or section, you too will get an original George sketch. So thanks very much again for the shaving tip this morning, Robert. Really, really do appreciate it. And speaking of George sketches, viewer Martin Ford received his George sketch framed it up, took a picture, emailed it in, and he writes, I just want to let you know I received my personalized George cartoon that you kindly drew and sent to me here in England. It is taking pride of place at home here. Wow, that looks really nice, Martin. Thank you very, very much. I'm very flattered by that. That is terrific. If you too have received a George sketch from the Monday Morning Mailbag shaving tip segment, and you framed it up, take a picture, send it in. We'll show it here on the Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks again, Martin. Really, really do appreciate it. It looks absolutely great. Thanks again very, very much. Okay, we're off to a great start. I've already had a couple of good slugs of coffee. You know what? I'm ready for a refill. So let's all go back for a refill. Okay, we got some great topics and subjects in this morning's refill. Let's kick it off with some comments from Uncle L Shaves. He writes, great Monday morning mailbag, Mark, full of interesting items and shaving hints. On the sample scoop item, I use stainless steel kitchen measuring spoons, 1/2 and 1/4 teaspoons, depending on soap efficiency. They are quite cheap and easy to find. I got a set of spoons from eBay. Yeah, we were talking about scooping out shave soap because Jimmy V sent in a comment and a nice story about finding a potato peeler that his mother used, and he came across it and found that it scoops out the right amount of shave soap out of that puck, out of that shaving soap container, so he can place it into a shaving scuttle or shaving mug and whip up a lather. And of course, a lot of other wet shavers use different things like a large coin, like that large Oracle coin I showed last week. I also showed a small butter knife, a corn on the cob butter knife that I sometimes use to scrape out some shaving soap. So a lot of wet shavers use a lot of different items. And we also have some of these measuring spoons and similar items in the new shaving gear segment. So hang on for that. I'll be sharing those with the viewers as well. Some viewers kindly sent those links along, so we'll get to those in the new shaving gear segment. He also goes on to write, the Yaqi SE razor is classified as just over medium aggression, 6 to 7 out of 10. I doubt the color changes the aggression. I have a white one. More likely there is a variation from the manufacturer. When I use my Yaqi SE, it feels more about medium aggression with the correct angle. Well, yeah, been talking about this Yaqi SE. I do have a review all ready to go. Hopefully it'll air this week sometime. But yeah, it's a fantastic razor. I don't feel that it's a level 6 aggression on my skin. It's definitely not a 7. I think it's probably maybe 4.5 at most. And it could be just the way it was manufactured. Maybe it just rolled off the assembly line, being a little milder than some of the others. That's the only thing I can figure. Or perhaps it's a combination of the way it was made and the Derby USTA single edge razor blades that I'm using. Maybe that helps to smooth out the shave and maybe tame the aggression a little bit. I don't know. But for me, this is really not very aggressive or overly aggressive. I found it to be a delightful shave and very, very smooth. So, you know, again, your mileage may vary. And again, maybe you're correct. Maybe it's just a manufacture process. And I got one that is just manufactured a little milder than maybe the rest of them. And this razor head very kindly came from a viewer, Chuck Summer. So thank you again, Chuck, for that very, very much. We'll be talking about this. Chuck is sharing some comments about the Yaqi SE razor as well in just a little bit. Okay, Ken Frederick said, hey, Mark, great Monday morning mailbag as usual. Thanks for the heads up on the all new and interesting products hitting the market lately. I just want to let you know I found some info about those Nuova razor blades you mentioned. Yeah, these right here, I mentioned them in the new shaving gear right here. Again, Chuck Summer very kindly sent these along. And I think Chuck sent these. So yeah, this is, we mentioned this last week. He said, some are saying that the parent company is Persona out of Israel, and they are specially manufactured for the Italian market. If true, they are probably of good quality since Persona tends to be highly rated by the wet shaving community. I thought you'd find this interesting. He is providing a link, a discussion on one of the forums. I will link that below so you can go over there and read that information. So thanks very much for that. Ken. I really appreciate that. Rich P wrote, I want to give another shout out to the dude with the soap on the mirror defogging trick. It has measurably improved my shaving experience. Hats off, sir, and thank you for passing along, Mark, of course. Yeah, that defogging mirror trick, go back and find that in the previous Monday morning mailbag. You can use like a shaving cream and just rub it on there, and it'll wipe it on there, wipe it off, and it'll defog the mirror. So when you jump out of the shower, your mirror will not be fogged. However, viewer Mark Bagwell chimed in, okay, this is my take on foggy mirrors after a shower. Real men shave with foggy mirrors. Laugh out loud. Mirror fog? Have styptic pencils ready. Yeah, I would think so. Either you're going to not have a foggy mirror, or you're going to be having or you'll have a styptic pencil on hand. That's very, very true. Okay, Beth Jones sent along something very, very interesting. Good morning, Mark. Thank you for another terrific Monday morning mailbag. With regard to the AliExpress razor, I have only seen this type of razor used in these videos by Haircut Harry. Here is a link to a video of him in Tokyo, Japan, and the lady barber uses a shavette very similar to this one. She starts to shave at around the 20-minute mark. I'll link that video below. This was the double-sided shavette. We got the heads up from viewer Raul Alberto de la Rosa, and I passed it along to everybody, and Beth happened to find a video of it in action. Thank you very much, Beth. And she says, hey, Mark, here's another video of Haircut Harry getting a haircut in Kyoto, Japanese barbershop, and the barber is using the same shavette as the lady barber in Tokyo. Enjoy. I'll also link that one too, so you can see that shavette in action. Again, it uses a double-edged razor blade. You just drop it in, clamp on, I guess you would call it the base plate, and you can use both sides. Very, very interesting shavette, that's for sure. Okay, viewer Chuck Summer wrote, hi Mark, I was thinking about the half-blade Yaqi razor review and wanted to pass on what I found out from my online searches. Now, I'm going to go right to the meat of the matter of what he was saying here, because when I was using this Yaqi single edge razor head, I snapped a double-edged blade in half and I put it in here, and it looked way off. It looked super, super aggressive. It did not seat correctly at all. And I mentioned that to him. And he wrote back and said, you mentioned that you tried the Yaqi head with a DE blade you had snapped and it did not fit correctly. I tried it with an Astra blade and found that the resulting half blades are not completely flat, and the razor head does not have any space for the portions of the half blade that sticks up. However, I was able to fit the blade in, but I had to tighten the razor to get the blade to flatten out and seat correctly. I have seen some shavettes that have space for the blade ends that are not flat. That said, I have seen many DE blades available in half blade format. Looking on Amazon and elsewhere, I have found the following. Now, he lists all these blades, and I will take this list and I will pin it in the comments section, so it's right at the top. So you can get a look at the different SE blades that are available for a razor like this, rather than snap a blade in half and not have it seat correctly in this razor head, if you're going to get this $9 razor head from Yaqi. And he's just saying, Derby USTA, which worked really beautifully in this razor head. Derby USTA, Lord Super Stainless, Big Ben Super Stainless, Lord Extra Super Stainless, Lord Platinum, Perma Sharp, Treat Platinum Professional, Parker Premium Platinum, a lot of others, Supermax Super Stainless. But I'll copy that list and I'll pin it in the comments section so you can see what's available for this, because if the blade is flat and is seated correctly, boy, this gives a really, really nice shape. Again, been mild for me, about 4.5, maybe even 5, but it certainly does not feel 6 or 7 to me. I do know that when I snapped the half blade in half and put it in there, it didn't seat correctly, and I looked at it and I thought, wow, you know what? I am not going to use this razor because I'm going to tear up my face. So again, if you get this razor head, get a single edge razor blade like You-Sta or some of the ones that I'm going to list in the comments section, and then you will definitely get a nice shave. So just want to pass that on to the viewers out there who might be interested, and thanks very much for that, Chuck. Really do appreciate it. 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. That's his screen name. He wrote, Gillette Ruby Double Edge Blade. You ask about anybody's use of this blade. Yes, I did. Beth Jones, again, thank you, Beth, talked about the Ruby blades and passed those along. Every time I turn around, Gillette has a different kind of blade out there. So thanks very much for passing those along, Beth. Really do appreciate it. Anyhow, 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes set to start over. Gillette Ruby Double Edge Blade. You asked about anybody's use of this blade. Yes, I did. One blade earlier this year. Average blade, mostly very good shaves, light post-shave irritation, only 7 face shaves for my usage. I'm wondering, did you get light irritation on the back end of those uses, like it shaves 5, 6, and 7? Could it be that the blade just got dull, or were you getting a little bit of light irritation early on? Let's say shave 2 and 3, that sort of thing. Really be curious to know that. But you know what? I might go up to tryablade.com and see if those are available there and try them myself. I'm very intrigued. So thanks very much for sending along those comments regarding the Ruby blade. 10 fluid ounce, 30 minutes. It's a great screen name. And thanks again to Beth for passing along the information on the Ruby blades. And thanks again to everybody for passing along your comments regarding the refill segment and all the topics in the refill segment. Really do appreciate it. Okay, wait a minute. We're not quite done yet with the refill. Sorry to do that to you. But I did want to mention one other thing that Chuck Summer mentioned. And he wrote also, Yaqi has also released a single edge razor head for the Artist Club razor blade. Just note that these are not compatible with the DE half blade, but someone going to AliExpress may not notice the difference and end up with the wrong item. Yes, so just be aware of that. Try to get a razor head that is configured, that looks like this, that is configured like this, because the razor head that takes the Artist blade, razor blade, does not look like this. It has a completely different look. And if you click through the photo, you'll see that they show a sample of that Artist Club razor blade that goes into that razor head. So if you're interested in this one, you want the one that uses SE razor blades, or a double edge razor blade that can be snapped in half. Again, don't snap it in half because it's not going to seat correctly. I'm just giving you the configuration of it. So I just wanted to pass that little bit along to you. Kind of glad I tacked it on to the end here because it's highlighted now and it'll stand out amongst all the other items. So thanks again, Chuck, for passing it along. Really do appreciate it. Okay, it's time to check out some new shaving gear. Okay, we got some great stuff in this shaving gear segment this morning. NY Diesel and FL writes, Mark Zarady. Now, he's writing in regards to the review I did on Fine American Blend. And this is not the 21st Century soap base. This is, I guess you could call it their original shave soap. And I did a shave soap review with this. And I found it to be very good. And I paired it up with the Fine Platinum. And a lot of viewers are saying, well, why didn't you get the Splash? For the American Blend Splash. Well, what happened was after I put this in my cart, this popped up and it came in at a discount. And I thought, well, I'll just try this. And this was really good. I really like this a lot. I don't think I've talked about it enough. And NY Diesel and FL offered this information. He said that Mark Zarady, the Platinum scent, is their take on the ever-popular Creed Aventus, and it's a good scent too. Yeah, this is really terrific. It had a nice kick to it also, and I believe this is alcohol-free. So there's no alcohol in it. So if you're looking for a nice balm that has the Creed Aventus kind of scent to it, this Platinum by Fine is really very, very good. I was very, very pleased with this. I've used this after a face shave. I've used it after a head shave. I like it a lot. Now, NY Diesel and FL goes on to talk about some of the other aftershaves and balms that they offer that is offered by Fine. He says Santo Noir is very hard to find now, but it's basically sandalwood. Lavender is wonderful, and the two vetiver are great too, but the green vetiver is much stronger if you're in a vetiver. And of course, if you really want to wake up, there is Snakebite, which has a faint, fresh scent, but it's super mentholated. And the aftershave is arguably one of the chilliest out there. There's another orange one out there, and of course, Aquamarine and the new ones that just came out, but I haven't tried those. But any of the ones I've mentioned, definitely tried and approved. So thanks very much for that, NY Diesel and FL. Really do appreciate that. And again, folks, Fine, this Platinum Aftershave Balm, this was really, really good. I really enjoyed this. I really did enjoy this. And now that he's mentioned Creed Aventus, yeah, it definitely has that type of scent. Really, really very, very good. So thanks again, NY Diesel and FL. Really do appreciate it. I got an email from the folks at Rockwell, and available right now is the Rockwell 6S in red and also in blue. Now, the price is regularly $130 for the razor, and it's on sale right now for $109 for the red and the blue. So if you're looking at getting a Rockwell 6S and you want something that stands out a little more, they're offering it now in red and blue, and I'll have a link to those below as well. They also have a 6S shave kit, which comes in red with a red razor or a blue razor. Regularly, it's $175, and it's on sale for $149. Now, I hope that those sale prices are still in place by the time the Monday morning mailbag airs. So, get up there and take a look, and hopefully those prices will still be there. I doubt that they would come down that quickly. But then again, just so you know, there is a red and a blue razor available in the Model 6S, which is a stainless steel razor. So just wanted to pass that on to you. Speaking of razors and shaving kits, this is something that arrived in the shaving den from a gentleman named Shahzad Muhal. He is with a company called Ajord, and he sent along this shaving kit right here. Now, I just got done reviewing this. This is a shaving kit that is at the website getajord.com. They sell a lot of different shaving gear up there. They've been selling and producing shaving gear since 1905, according to the website. He very kindly sent this razor and brush stand that came with a safety razor and a synthetic shaving brush. This has a real nice luxury look and appeal to it. Really like the razor a lot. It's branded on top here, Ajord. You can see that right there, Ajord. As well as the shaving brush is branded on the bottom like that. And it just really has a terrific luxury look to it. And looks really, really high-end at a really nice price point. So I've already reviewed this. I'm getting the review ready, and we'll be editing that and posting that soon. I mentioned in the review, and I'll mention here, they're saying that because of supply chain issues that you might want to shop early. This is a really nice price point for a razor, brush, and a stand. And if you're doing your shopping now, this might be something really, really good for the wet shaver in your life. Also, maybe even a gift for yourself. I found the razor to be a nice, mild, efficient razor. I think it's a perfect level of aggression for a beginner wet shaver. Really is terrific. And I like this handle too. This handle has that nice, I don't think I have a razor handle like this where it has this nice, fat middle here, kind of bulbous. Fits in the hand very, very nicely. Not overly heavy, not overly light. A little bit of weight distribution towards the razor head. Razor does all the work during the shave. And again, the blade balance and alignment was nice, was very good, and it gave me a really terrific mild yet efficient shave. The synthetic brush was nice and soft, had moderate backbone, terrific for face lathering. I really enjoyed it for face lathering. The handle is not as wide and big and chunky as some other handles, but it is a nice change. It fits into the hand very nicely, and it has some nice weight to it. So it will sit in your hand nicely. I find that I'm either using it up here or actually even right here on the end, like that. And it fits, you can see it like that. And this seemed to work very, very well, just grasping it like this. And that worked very, very well in doing a face lather. So I really enjoyed it, and it looks terrific. I mean, it really does have a nice look to it. And again, it's at a very, very nice price point. I will link their website. They also sent along another razor that I will be reviewing. This double-edge safety razor. It's a long-handled safety razor. This reminds me of the 23C. It has a similar kind of handle, but it has an Edwin Jagger-style razor head. So I'm looking forward to trying this. And again, it's also branded on the top again, Ajord. And this looks like this is really a nicely well-made razor. Really, really terrific. So I'm really looking forward to reviewing this. Already reviewed the shaving kit that I just showed you. So some really, really nice items from the folks at Ajord. And my thanks to Shahzad Muhal for sending these along. I really do appreciate it. And, you know, again, another option in shaving gear if you're looking for a brand that you may not have heard of. This looks like a very, very nice brand. Again, they have a terrific website up there. They got some nice selection in shaving gear. I will link it below, just passing it on to you. I was very impressed with this shaving kit right here. Gave me a really, really nice shave. And again, if you're looking for something, either of these will make a nice gift. But boy, this just really has a nice look to it. Just has a high-end look to it, and it's at a really, really nice price point. Just wanted to pass that on to you. Mark Bagwell wrote, okay, this is what I use to scoop shave soap. I hate using my finger. This is less than $7 for 100. This is the On-One 100-piece mini curve cosmetic scoop makeup mask plastic spoon in white. And he writes, these are the perfect size. Don't know if they are better than anything else, but it's another option. Well, thanks very much for passing that along, Mark. Really, really do appreciate it. Again, that falls into what we were talking about, what to use to scoop out shave soap. So there's another really, really good option as well. Viewer Chris LJ wrote, I'm a little late to the game here, but I bought these stainless measuring spoons on Amazon, and they work very nicely, having 5 sizes down to very tiny. And there again, thank you very much, Chris LJ, for that. Really, really do appreciate it. So that's another really, really good option in the measuring spoon department that was mentioned in the refill segment. So I'll have that link below as well. Now, Raul Alberto de la Rosa sent something really interesting. He sent along from Moosecare, sensitive pods. I was looking at this. I was trying to figure out what it was. It was a shave soap pod for sensitive skin. And I thought, well, that's unique. That's kind of unique. How do you use it? And as I scrolled down the page, it's a hot lathering machine. The pod goes into this hot lathering machine, and it automatically makes a lather that you can scoop out with your hand and apply to your face, if that's the direction you want to go in. And the shave soap comes in, I believe, 3 different kinds, but the one that Raul highlighted here was for sensitive skin. And they write on their product page, this gentle formula enriched with vitamin E and aloe vera focuses on calming, recovering, and protecting your skin. Crafted with renewing allantoin, these pods nourish even the most sensitive skin, helping you enjoy a perfect, pain-free shave. And again, this is something you place into the lathering machine. You get 12 of these pods for $5. Now, I'm just passing this on in case any of you out there are interested in a lathering machine. I know we talk about the traditional wet shave and using a mug and a scuttle to warm up your lather. that's the way I'm going. I love doing it that way. I mean, I love doing a face lather, and my brush scuttle from Phoenix Shaving is absolutely wonderful. It keeps that lather in the knot, in the shave knot, nice and warm for my entire shave. So that's the way I do it. However, I realize that some others out there might want to go in a different direction, and lathering machines sometimes become very, very popular, and they kind of come and go, I guess, come into style and go out of style, that sort of thing. But I'll link this one in case you're interested, or, maybe you want to purchase it as a gift for yourself or another wet shaver if anything, it's worth looking at and investigating. But me, brush and a scuttle, brush in a shaving mug, or just a face lather with that brush scuttle, and boy, that lather stays warm for me. But thanks very much for passing that on, along, Raul. Really do appreciate it. Nathan Flowers writes, great video this morning, Mark. I recently got a Wolfman razor, maybe the nicest I've ever used. He has a very long wait list. Well, yeah, I've heard this about Wolfman razors, that once he announces them, boy, they get snapped up. But here's the interesting thing that Nathan passed along to me. He said, that said, he has designed a new gem-style razor that will be released soon. I will send you the info and link as soon as it's out. Well, I'm looking forward to that information, Nathan. That really sounds exciting, considering we've been talking about single-edge razors this morning. Something that is along the lines of a gem-style razor. That'll be really, really interesting to see. And again, I've heard great things about the Wolfman razor. Very much in demand. They go very, very fast. I will have a link to Wolfman razors so that the viewers can check that out and maybe even contact the gentleman who makes them. But yeah, that's great to hear that there's going to be another single-edge razor out there, hopefully. So yeah, I look forward to getting that information, Nathan. And as soon as I get it, folks, I'll pass it along to you. So thanks very much for that, Nathan. And thanks very much to everybody who contributed to the new shaving gear segment this morning. Really do appreciate it. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments. Viewer Stephen Burton wrote in regards to a review I did on the Burma Shave boar shaving brush. Now, I got this at a local retailer, Discount Drug Mart. They're great. They got some great shaving supplies there. And this was on the shelf under the Burma Shave brand, and it cost about $5 or $6. And I thought, wow, a boar brush for $5 or $6. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to give it a try. And if you look at the review, and I'll link it below, boy, this thing did nothing but shed hairs. That's all it did. I mean, hair after hair after hair came out. I'm afraid that if I use this for another 3-4 shaves, the knot will be completely gone. I just was really disappointed in it. And maybe I got a bum one. I don't know. I expected this just an amazing brush for $5 or $6. Wow, look at the quality of the brush. Only $5 or $6. Anyhow, it didn't live up to my expectations. Then again, it was only $5 or $6, but I had such great high hopes for it. Anyhow, Stephen wrote, "Hi Mark, the cheapest price I could find for this brush in the UK was £26, about $32. That was on Amazon. I bought a really old Burma restored with a synthetic knot for about the same price from the US a few years ago. That included shipping and customs. We'll be giving the new version a miss. A good, honest review from you, though. Yeah, I'm glad the review helped you to stay away from this. I don't want to knock it, but you know what? It just didn't live up to my expectations. You know what? To be perfectly honest with you, I might try it again. If I'm going through Discount Drug Mart and they have these on the shelves, enough time has passed to where maybe this was a bad run, and maybe if I buy a new one for $5 or $6, it might give me some outstanding results. Well, at least I have hopes. In the meantime, I can recommend a couple of boar brushes that I think are very, very good from Simogue. I believe this is the 1800. This is a terrific brush. This really is a great brush, good for face lathering. I enjoy using it. It gets nice and soft after you wet this. And of course, you can see how it's bloomed and how the hairs have split. And it really does a terrific, terrific job. The other brush that I really do enjoy using is the Omega. Boy, this Omega is really a good brand of boar brush. I really, really do like it. You can see that the configuration of the knot when compared to Semogue is a little different, but boy, this Omega is terrific. And I don't think this is that expensive. I think I bought this for $10. It might be $10 to $15, something like that, but it's really a good value. It's not overly ornate, anything like that. It's just a plastic handle and boar hair bristles, boar hair. And really, it gets really nice and soft and does a great job for face lathering. As you know, I really like synthetic shaving brushes. Like them a lot. And that silver tip I have, love that as well. So I haven't been using the boar brushes as much. You know what, Stephen, your comment reminds me that I got to pull out the boar brushes and use them in some reviews down the road. So I think I will be doing that as well. So thanks very much for the comment. Again, folks, there's a couple of recommendations for boar brushes, Semogue and Omega. Your mileage may vary. Some folks prefer the Semogue. Some folks prefer the Omega. They both have their strengths. And your mileage may vary with each one. Again, some prefer the Semogue, some prefer the Omega. I like them both, and just want to pass that on to you. Thanks again for the question, Stephen. Really, really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next question comes from a viewer who's going to be traveling overseas, and he writes, I'm getting ready to take a trip overseas. I'm wondering, can I take shaving soap in my carry-on bag? Thanks. Well, as I understand it, there is a weight and size limit for certain items in carry-on luggage. Now, a viewer recently had an experience that he related to us, and I'll relate it to you again. He had a 5-ounce puck of shaving soap that was confiscated. But here's the thing. He was able to fly out to his destination. They checked his carry-on bag, and this went through. On his return trip, they checked his carry-on bag, and that TSA agent said, no, you can't have this, and confiscated it. So a lot of it comes down to an individual TSA agent's personal discretion, so to speak, especially when it comes to an item that may fall outside of those guidelines. Now, what are the guidelines on weight and size limits? Well, the TSA has an area that you can go to on the web, and I will link it below, where you can plug in the names of certain items, and it will return a result telling you about the size and limit for that particular item and whether it's allowed in a carry-on bag or should go in a checked luggage. So, for instance, if you type in shaving cream, it'll return carry-on bags, yes, less than 3.4 fluid ounces or 100 milliliters allowed, and check bags, yeah, you can put it in check bags. So from what viewers are telling me, you'll have to just assume that a TSA agent will confiscate anything that they determine might fall outside of those guidelines for carry-on luggage. And again, it's going to vary from agent to agent. That's just the way it is. So I would use that website, go to that link and go to that area there of the TSA website and plug in those items and look at what is allowed in a carry-on bag and what isn't. Obviously, they will tell you that a cartridge razor is allowed in a carry-on bag. Safety razor, I've heard stories where a safety razor is allowed and the blades are not allowed. The blades should go in check luggage, and some TSA agents have confiscated those safety razors. You know what? That's not allowed, even though it might be allowed. So that's why I say if you're going to be traveling by air and you want to take a safety razor, take an inexpensive safety razor, because if they confiscate it, you're not out a lot of money. And if at all possible, if you have checked luggage as well, then take the safety razor and put it in your checked luggage. That's what a lot of wet shavers who do a lot of traveling are telling me that they do. And they'll take a cartridge razor and they'll put this in their carry-on bag. Just in case their checked luggage gets delayed, they need a shave, they can grab this and get a quick shave. Now, again, you might want to take a shaving stick, in your carry-on bag. That is like maybe, shaving stick is small. It's not going to be that large. And I wouldn't see how they would take that. You could also take those small containers of shaving soap, really small container that has like a little sample of shaving soap in them. You could take those as well. I don't think they would confiscate that. At least I hope they don't. Again, TSA agents, you never know. But again, go to that link, plug in the term like disposable razor, that sort of thing. If you put in disposable razor, it comes back. Carry-on bags, yes. Check bags, yes. Electric razors come back with yes for carry-on bags, that sort of thing. So thanks again for that question. Really, really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next comment and question comes from a viewer named Camille Selizan. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Camille. He writes, "Hi, Mark. I just found your channel recently. I see that Polsilver blades are very popular over there in the US. Apparently, they are more popular than, for example, in Poland, where they were originally produced by Wizamet. Now it's actually Gillette. But my question is, have you tried using one of the Wizamet DE safety razors? It was really common in Poland while the Polish People's Republic was still a thing. I'm a little afraid using them, to be honest. However, maybe there is a slight chance that you've already used them." No, this is the first time I've ever heard of them, Camille. I've never used them. I've never seen them. I don't even know what they look like. I'll have to Google that. But no, I didn't even know that a razor like that was made. And I would really be interested in seeing them. Or if any of the viewers have a link to them or know where they can be acquired, I would really be interested in trying one, maybe acquiring one if it's not real pricey, not like, if the price is really, really high because it's a rare item, but if it's a common item that can be had on eBay or something like that, sure, I'd be more than happy to try it and review it, that sort of thing. Might be another option for some other wet shavers out there. But it sounds like when you say I'm a little afraid using them, to be honest, are you saying that they're probably not the best double-edged razor out there? I don't know. But yeah, I'm really, really curious now. So if any of the viewers out there know of the Wizamet DE safety razor, please let us know below in the comments and where we might be able to acquire one or see a picture of one, that sort of thing. That sounds really, really interesting. It's just amazing what is out there in the wet shave world. I am just constantly amazed. Every time I turn around, Gillette's got a different kind of razor blade, as Beth Jones pointed out with the ruby blades. That was, I never heard of the ruby blade. And now here's a double-edged razor that, never heard of it. And really, this channel has the best viewers because so much great information comes in from viewers. So yeah, thanks very much for that, Camille. Let's look for it, and hopefully we'll come across it. I'm going to do a search for it. And if any of the viewers out there are familiar with this or you have one, let us know about it. Really would be interested in knowing about the razor and knowing how you came across it and how it shaves, that sort of thing. So please let us know in the comments below. And Camille, thanks very much for the question and comment. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so this comment comes from viewer Mark Bagwell regarding the Polsilver and Wizamet Super Iridium razor blades. And he writes, here is one last thing about the Polsilver discussion. I feel confident that the Polsilver and Wizamet are the same blade. However, I'm wondering if the old Polsilver made in Poland is the exact same blade being made today by Gillette in Russia. It's a moot point, I agree. Can't help but wonder, though, maybe someone out there has used both and can tell us. Yeah, because, I'm wondering about that too myself. Because, there's just like a lot of history and speculation when it comes to these blades, the Wizamet Super Iridium and the Polsilver. I know for me, when I use both of these, I got the same wow factor. I think they're the same blade. Again, what about the Polsilvers made when it was in the Polish factory? Is it the same blade? Is it different in some way? That's a very, very good question. Mark also goes on to say, I did find out why the iridium blades last so long. I was speaking with one guy who regularly gets 15 shaves on a super iridium blade. It's the iridium coating. Iridium is much stronger and longer lasting than platinum. My guess is the edge with the iridium coating holds up longer. Don't know, it's a theory anyway. He also says, I have enough Wismet blades for 20 years. Laugh out loud. Let the zombie apocalypse come. I've got enough blades to last. I know, because if you go to the links below, you can buy 1,000, 750, 250, and they're great. These Wismet Super Iridium blades are terrific. I like them a lot. And again, you can't get the Polsilvers anymore. But at one point, these were, they were becoming scarce, and they were really getting to be like $50 for like 50 blades, really getting ridiculously priced. Well, now you can get the Super Iridium, and they're more affordably priced. And you can get a lot of them at a good price. And you know what? I think they're the same as the Polsilver. Again, are either of these the same as the Polsilver when they were being made in Poland? That is a really good question. So thanks for that little bit of information there on Polsilver and the Super Iridium coating mark, and putting forth that other question. If anyone knows, comment below. Like a little bit of insight on it. It's just always great to talk about the Polsilver blades and kind of the history behind that blade. So thanks again, Mark. Really do appreciate it. Okay, viewer Jeff Bradley writes, Mark, what are you doing for us old school shavers? You know I'm a vintage Gillette guy and like Sterling soaps, Parasso, Williams, etc. I think Phoenix Shaving is overpriced, but admittedly, I have never used any of their products due to the price point. Thanks, Jeff. Jeff, you know what? You're absolutely right. I've got to use more of the Williams, and I got to start using some of the Parasso. And you know what? I'll use the Fine again, and Tabak, and some others that I guess fall into the old school wet shaving category. Absolutely. This has been staring at me for quite some time, this Williams mug soap. I have got to drop this puck into a shaving mug and do a video review of it. Absolutely. So yeah, that is definitely on my list. I appreciate you mentioning it to me. Regarding the price point of Phoenix Shaving shave soaps, I've got Diver down here and Blue Sawwind right here. Let me just point this out. And I mentioned this in my reply to you, and I wanted to share it with the other viewers. I think that the value you get from a Phoenix Shaving shave soap is very good, because I find myself not loading the brush as much as, say, a tallow-based shaving soap. Because I'm loading that brush more. And if you've seen any of my reviews, I talk about how I'm loading that brush until it starts to cream up around the sides of the container. Then I know I got a good brush load, and I can go ahead and do my face lather. With a Phoenix Shaving shave soap, it's a couple of swirls. I've got it on the brush, and boom, lather. It really is something. So I don't think my brush load with a Phoenix Shaving soap is as much as some of the other tallow-based soaps out there. Now, having said that, I just wanted to do a comparison of a couple shave soaps here when it comes to price point, because I don't think that the Phoenix Shaving price point is that off the mark, so to speak. Now here we've got two shaving soaps here. We've got Seaforth Spiced from Spearhead, and we've got the Diver Down from Phoenix Shaving. Now the reason why I'm using these is because they're both an homage to the Seaforth Spiced scent. And they're both great. They're both similar. And as I've often said, boy, this one just comes up and shakes your hand and says hello. And this one kind of sneaks up on you and taps you on the shoulder. That's the way I've described the difference between the two soaps' approach, the scent, the approach of the scent. But they're both great homages to the Seaforth Spiced scent. Now, the Seaforth Spiced shaving soap here is 4 ounces, and it's a price of $21.99, $22, okay? The Diver Down is 5 ounces of CK6 formula, and it's $24.95. So it's not that far off the mark. If you were to get this in CK1, you're spending $14.95 for 4 ounces. So 4 ounces of this in CK1 is actually a little cheaper than 4 ounces of the Seaforth Spiced shaving soap here. Also, for a limited time, if you go up to the Phoenix Shaving website, you'll see that they have the Diver Down Classic Mug Shave Soap. They've got a puck for $9.95, and it's a 3-ounce puck for $10 for a 3-ounce puck. So that's another option as well. So I think that their pricing is right there in the ballpark, depending on what you get, and the amount of soap you get, I think, is of good value. Again, I don't. My thought is with the Phoenix Shaving Shave soaps, I'm not burning through it as much as I am with some other tallow-based soaps. And certainly there are other shaving soaps out there like the Williams. What is this, $1, something like that? A lot of wet shavers use this for $1 or $2, and they love it. That's great. That's absolutely great. Parasso is $10 for this tub here, and a lot of wet shavers love it, and it fits in their budget and gives them great shaves. Wonderful. The fine shaving soaps, this was $24, $25 here, and I believe the 21st Century soap base is also the same price. This is their original, and it was $24.95, I think. And this was, how much was this? 3.5 ounces. So, wow, 3.5 ounces. Now, what's the burn through rate of this? I don't know. This particular one is a little harder. 21st Century soap base, as I understand, is a little softer. So, that's my question. What is the burn rate of some of these shaving soaps? Are tallow-based soaps, are you going to burn through those faster than, say, some of the non-tallow soaps from Phoenix Shaving or some other non-tallow soap makers out there? I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting question. Hey, comment below. Let me know. What do you think? Do you also think that what do you regard as a good price point for a lot of these shaving soaps? I'd like to know. Me, I'm again, I look at 5 ounces at $24.95 versus 4 ounces at $22. You know what? This is really a good value then. And if you get it in CK1, it's less than $15. So there you go. So just wanted to throw that out there. I thought it was a really interesting question, Jeff. Really interesting comment, and really do appreciate it. It'll start a really good conversation in the wet shaving, in the discussion below, in the comments below among all the wet shavers here. So thanks again, Jeff. Really do appreciate it. Okay, viewer Mike Claxton asked the following question. Hey, great video and great shave. Love PAA and the cider house seems interesting. Anyhow, off-topic question. What's up with the poster/picture in the back? What does it say or mean? Thanks. Yeah, thanks very much for this question, Mike. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad you asked this because I told myself I wasn't going to say anything about that picture in the background of my shaving den. You can see it, it's over my shoulder. I wasn't going to say anything about that unless somebody asked me. And since you asked the question, well, I'm gonna give you the answer, and I appreciate your patience from when you originally asked the question because I said I was going to answer it in the Monday morning mailbag, and well, now it's time to answer it. Here is the picture that's in question right here, the Cartoonist Evening Post. Yeah, gonna look at that. Now let me give you some background on this Cartoonist Evening Post right here. The National Cartoonist Society every year has their Reuben Awards. The Reuben Awards are like our Academy Awards. It's a whole weekend. We all get together and we hand out awards for Outstanding Cartoonist of the Year, Best Comic Strip, Best Comic Panel, Best Comic Book, Best Greeting Card, Best Children's Book, that sort of thing. And one of the things that gets produced is the Reuben Journal. Now, the Reuben Journal is an area where cartoonists can take out full-page ads, half-page ads, and congratulate the nominees. Now, the amount of money collected from those ads helps to offset the Reuben weekend expenses. Now, the Reuben Journal was produced every year by cartoonist Mel Lazarus of Mama and Miss Peach fame, and NCS member David Folkman. This was being done at a time that Photoshop was really popular, and David Folkman was just the master when it came to using Photoshop. He really just made that program sing. And what they were doing was with all these other ads that cartoonists would take out and contribute artwork and pay for ad space and that sort of thing, they would also take photos from previous Rubin weekends and kind of morph them and rework them using Photoshop in a very humorous way. Well, one particular Rubin weekend, they decided that they were going to salute Norman Rockwell, kind of pay their respects to Norman Rockwell. Now, all cartoonists, universally it seems, love Norman Rockwell's work. They absolutely love Norman Rockwell. I love Norman Rockwell. If you were to ask any cartoonist, who's your favorite illustrator, Norman Rockwell will be listed number one. If not number one, it'll be in their top 5. Everyone, all cartoonists just love Norman Rockwell's work. So as part of that Rubin Journal that year, Mel and David decided to collect some of Norman Rockwell's famous Saturday Evening Post covers and morph NCS member cartoonists into those famous illustrations. Now they contacted the Norman Rockwell estate and family, who gave them permission to do this. And it was a beautiful journal. It was large, 14 by 17, done in glossy, on glossy paper. It was absolutely beautiful. And I got morphed into a famous Norman Rockwell cover. Now the cover that I got morphed into, and here's my Norman Rockwell book right here. The cover I got morphed into is on page 269 of this book here, and it's called Barbershop Quartet from 1936. There it is right there. Can you see it? Right here? Okay. That's the original Norman Rockwell Saturday Evening Post cover that I got morphed into. And Mel and David took a picture of a previous picture that was taken of me at a Rubin Awards and morphed it in there. But here's the thing, and let me get the original one for you, because the one that you see in the background is a copy that I gave my parents that's hanging in the bathroom. But here's the original one right here. This was presented to me because this was on the cover of the Rubin Journal. And as you can see right here are 3 legendary cartoonists that they included me with. They grouped me with these 3 cartooning legends. And I'm getting a little bit sentimental thinking about this and what a great honor this was. To be on the cover of the Rubin Journal for the National Cartoonist Society for that particular Rubin Awards, and to be grouped with these gentlemen was just a huge, huge honor. Here we have, right here is Charles Schulz of Peanuts fame, Mort Walker, who created Beetle Bailey and High and Lois, Fred Laswell, the creator of Snuffy Smith, and here I am right here, Mark Serrati, right here. I'm the gentleman getting the shave. David Folkman remarked to me how he used different techniques to create a lather on my face right there. It's amazing. I was so honored to be included in this particular Rockwell salute, so to speak, of the Norman Rockwell artwork. And to be on the cover of the Rubin Journal that year was just a huge honor. But to be grouped with these 3 gentlemen who are just legendary cartoonists, known the world over, wow, I don't know how that happened. I'm very, very lucky and fortunate. Mel Lazarus was a very, very good friend, and I must have said or done something really nice for him to remember to include me in something like this. But it's rather prophetic as well, because I'm the one getting shaved in this particular piece of artwork, so to speak, in this cover. There's lather on my face, and I'm getting shaved. How prophetic is that? That's a universal coincidence. I mean, the planets align somehow. It's almost like it was foreseeing this channel and my talking about the traditional wet shave. And here I am getting a traditional wet shave in this Norman Rockwell cover, included in the Rubin Journal, on the cover of the Rubin Journal. It was just a huge, huge honor, and something that, well, you know what? It's just a wonderful keepsake, and it's something they'll have for years and years and years to come. And I've had it for many, many years. And this is the one that I have to hang in my house yet. But the one that you see in the background, let me get that again, is a copy that I made. And a gentleman named Tim Rosenthal with American Color provided me with the file so that I could make a copy and frame it up and give it to my parents, because I bought my parents' house. And when they received this from me, they put it in the small bathroom that I use to shoot those videos. And that's what you see over my shoulder. And I just kind of left it in the background. If anybody asked a question about it, then I would be more than happy to give the answer. But that's the answer. That's me with 3 legendary cartoonists in a Norman Rockwell cover, morphed into a Norman Rockwell Saturday Evening Post cover that was placed on the cover of the Reuben Journal, and that year was called the Cartoonist Evening Post. And what a huge, huge honor that was. And Mel Lazarus passed away a few years ago, and he just gave me one of the greatest gifts. And it was just absolutely, he and David Folkman just gave me a wonderful, wonderful gift. So that's what that is. That's me with Charles Schulz, Mort Walker, and Fred Laswell. So Mike, thanks very much for the question. Really do appreciate it. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog, for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great, great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/markzarady, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.